Hello there, very good evening and a warm welcome to the news live on Rupavahini. I'm Sharon Masquinius.
And I'm Tilina Udayaratna. We start off with tonight's top stories.
The national program to utilize war heroes in the development process commences. The fire at the Badulla garbage dump rages on. The Rupavahini Corporation gears up for a gargantuan program to minimize motor accidents. Continuous relief services to all drought-affected districts. Parliamentarian Prasanna Ranatunga receives a hostile reception from protesters in Ekala, Jayala. A threat of spread of Zika in Asia.
On to the stories in detail now. The national program to utilize retired war heroes in the national development process commenced today under the patronage of President Maithripala Sirisena. Under its first phase, 50 retired war heroes were recruited as technical officers. The appointment letters were presented by the President. The relevant function was held this morning at the President's office. The program was launched in accordance with the concept of the President. The aim of the program is to utilize able retired war heroes in the national development process while improving their welfare. The program is the first of its kind in the country. There are 113,500 able retired war heroes. Addressing the function, the President said, unlike the previous regimes, the present government is committed to improve their welfare whilst giving respectability. A special war hero welfare unit overseen by a director has been set up at the Ministry of Defence. A website has also been introduced for the registration and informative purposes. Ministry of Home Affairs Vajra Abeyewardena and the commanders of the tri-forces were also present at the ceremony. President Maithripala Sirisena said the program was launched as a mark of respect for everyone to make sacrifices during the conflict. He noted that there is a debate over the government's treatment of war heroes. He also said the contributions to the nation should be accepted as a national treasure. The President said the war heroes will be given their place in the government's plans.
Despite utilizing Air Force helicopters in the dousing efforts, the fire erupted at the garbage dump in Badulla is proving difficult to be doused. The President had also instructed to take expeditious measures to bring the fire under control with the assistance of the Air Force. Our correspondent said the use of helicopters to sprinkle water brought from the Loggalware was abandoned this evening as it proved unfruitful. The Army, the Disaster Management Unit and the employees of the Urban Council attempted to douse the fire throughout the day with water bowsers and backhoes. The health of the locals have been severely affected by the fire erupted on the 9th. The officials took measures to close the local schools due to the smoke. The Badulla Vihara Mahadevi Balika Vidyalaya, Dharmaduta Mahavidyalaya, Uva Mahavidyalaya, Al-Addan Vidyalaya and the Tamil High School were closed temporarily. The Provincial Minister of Education, however, said the schools will be open tomorrow. The relevant officials continue to take all measures possible to douse the fire.
President Maithripala Sirisena says he came into power to safeguard the freedom and independence of the country and not to divide it. He made evident it is his responsibility to develop the country as a democratic nation while safeguarding and the freedom. The independence and the ancient heritage of the country is also included. The President noted that he has no intention of diluting the security services or downgrading Buddhism through the constitution as accused by certain cadres. The President made the statement while addressing the Amaraviru Piyamaga, a function at the Hambantota International Conference Hall this evening. The function was organised to celebrate the 25th anniversary of the political life of the General Secretary of the UPFA, Minister Mahinda Amaravira. Minister Mahinda Amaravira, who commenced his political career in the year 1991, hails from the southern of Sri Lanka. He was the first elected as the chairman of the Angunugala Palasa Pradesha Sabha in Tangol. In 1993, he was elected to the Southern Provincial Council with the highest number of preferential votes in the Hambantota district and was elected as a parliamentarian in the year 1994. Since then, he has held portfolios as a Member of Parliament, a Deputy Minister and also a Cabinet Minister.
මහින්ද අමරවීර මහත්මයා ගැන ඔබත් මමත් අද කතා කරන්නේ
Addressing the function, President Maithripala Sirisena commended the dedication of Minister Mahinda Amaravira to the public and extended his well wishes on his future. He also made evident that it is the responsibility of the politicians to identify the issues at hand before touching on mega development projects. He said the public representatives should look into the issues of the public and provide necessary solutions. Motor accidents have become one of the main talking points in present times. Many untimely deaths were caused due to the actions of the careless motorists. Taking this into consideration, the national television today took measures to launch a national program in a bid to minimize the lives lost in motor accidents. The most number of motor accidents are recorded from the Western Province. The Motor Traffic Unit of the police say the accidents in the north are also on the increase. The number of motorbikes utilized within the country exceeds to 3.3 million, and motorbikes are also a catalyst in a high proportion of accidents. The number of people perished in motor accidents last year alone is 2,722. The prevalent situation has become an issue in the development of the country and the welfare of the human resource. Despite various dialogues and debates on the matter, the country still lacks a systematic program to address the issue. The national television invited heads of various relevant institutions to obtain ideas and proposals in a bid to prepare a national program in this regard. The proposed television program is named as Parisameng Gihingenna. The chairman of the Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation, Attorney-at-Law Ravi Jayawardena, said an accommodation was arrived as a media institution to launch a program in an effort to save lives lost in motor accidents. He revealed the president advised to launch a program expeditiously to this end. Furthermore, he also said the conduct of the public on roads is ill-disciplined. He made evident that most who perished in accidents are pedestrians, as it is clear where the fault lies. A Motor Accident Prevention Week will be declared in the Western Province under the first phase of the program. It is also expected to create an open debate on payments, traffic lanes, school services and the establishment of separate coloured lanes for bicycles, three-wheelers and motorbikes. Ideas and proposals could be directed for the program via all social media. The Director General of the Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation, Professor Sunil Shanta, as well as several executive officers, joined the occasion.
The Disaster Management Centre says relief services are in continuous operation in the drought-affected districts. 20 districts are severely affected by the dry weather conditions. Districts of Polonnaruwa, Batticaloa, Trincomalee, Monaragala, Puttalam and Kurunegala are severely affected by the prevalent drought. Measures have been taken to provide the inconvenienced public with water by way of bowsers. The water levels of several reservoirs in the north-central, eastern, northwestern and Uva provinces have receded. The Department of Irrigation, however, says there is sufficient water to be distributed among all the districts. The Director General of the Department of Irrigation, Saman Veerasinghe, said water is being distributed by the department. He, however, noted provisions of water to rural areas are proving to be difficult. He revealed water is being distributed by way of bowsers through the district secretaries and the Disaster Management Unit. He revealed all the distributed water is being obtained from around 50 tanks and their water level at present stands between 30 to 35%. The Director General of the Department of Irrigation revealed water can be distributed until the water levels of the tanks come down to 5%. As a result, he noted a water cut is unnecessary. The water level of reservoirs at hydropower plants have also considerably receded. The Ministry of Power and Energy said the electricity supply can be continued without interruption. Director of Development at the Ministry of Power and Energy, Sulakshan Jayawardena, said a power cut is unnecessary. He noted despite the water levels of reservoirs and hydropower plants have come down, there is enough for hydropower generation. Meanwhile, the Department of Meteorology says rains are expected after the 13th of this month. Deputy Director of the Department of Meteorology, Anusha Varnasurya, said thunder showers are normally expected in the evenings during October and November. She noted a delayed atmospheric manifestation is delaying rains in October. She also said thunder showers are expected in the evenings during December. She concluded saying northern and eastern areas can expect rains subsequent to the commencement of northeastern monsoons come December.
A drinking water distribution program for the benefit of the people inconvenienced by the drought was worked off yesterday in the Hambantota district. It was conducted under the patronage of Minister Sajith Premadasa. Drinking water was distributed at the minister's personal cost. The minister has spent 3.6 million rupees in distributing drinking water by way of bowsers. Approximately 150 families in Katanwewa, Kurundana, Andarawewa and Allagrama Seva divisions benefited from the measure.
The residents of Ekala Jayala staged a protest this morning expressing their displeasure at bringing garbage from Meetotamulla, Colombo to the locality. The protest conducted at the Jayala town also obstructed the vehicular traffic along the Colombo-Negombo main road. The protest was organized by the Ekala Surakime Sangvidane or Ekala Protection Organization. The protesters who arrived in Jayala from Ekala staged their protest obstructing the Colombo-Negombo main road. The Jayala police had removed the protesters from the city centre in accordance with an enjoining order issued by the Negombo court. Subsequently, they had resumed the protest at the Ekala junction. The protesters say both the people and the environment face serious issues by the relocation of garbage in Ottekanda, Ekala from Meetotamulla. Parliamentarian Prasanna Ranatunga, who arrived at the scene, was given a hostile reception by the protesters. The Suryawaba Stadium, the largest international cricket stadium in the country, built during the previous regime, is presently facing maintenance difficulties. The officials highlight lack of prudence as the cause of its dilapidation. Sports enthusiasts accuse the Suryawaba International Stadium, built at an exorbitant cost, is facing dilapidation. The total cost of the project was 4,283 million rupees. Since it was built, however, only 11 one-day internationals and 9 T20 matches have been played at the venue. The stadium, built in 47-acre land, has a capacity of 35,000. The stadium, 100 meters in length and width, is equipped with the state-of-the-art floodlights. Today, this enormous stadium has been abandoned. Pigeons have moved in as its residents, while other buildings are being dilapidated. We inquired the matter from the chairman of Sri Lanka Cricket, Thilanga Sumatipala. The chairman of Sri Lanka Cricket said there is an air conditioning issue at the stadium. He noted a request was made for a proposal from the International Stadium Unit. The chairman revealed a proposal was received to repair the air conditioning and a sum of 10 million has been allocated to fix the air conditioning of the umpires and players section. He also said a 200,000 rupee deal electricity bill is incurred during the matches and a 150,000 rupees per month on average. The chairman of Sri Lanka Cricket, Thilanga Sumatipala, said he hopes to renovate the stadium in time for the tour of Bangladesh. Could the Suryawaba Stadium, built at a cost of 4,283 million rupees, be discarded? All, including sports enthusiasts, are vigilant on the matter.
UN Resident Coordinator in Sri Lanka, Ms. Una Makule, says academia has a vital role for Sri Lanka in achieving the targets of the 2030 Sustainable Goals. She said the UNA is committed, or rather the UN is committed to help Sri Lanka at all levels. UN Resident Coordinator made these remarks attending the opening ceremony of the annual Research Symposium 2016.
The Research Symposium of the University of Colombo is a unique event in the calendar of the university. It was initiated as a regular event in 2008. The main objective of the annual Research Symposium is to disseminate new knowledge acquired through research conducted by the academic community of the university. The inaugural ceremony of the 2016 symposium was held at the auditorium of the Faculty of Graduate Studies today, under the patronage of University Vice-Chancellor Senior Professor Lakshman Disanayaka. Theme of this year's symposium is Empowering Humanity, Challenges and Responses. John Roth, the Ambassador of Germany, was the chief guest. The symposium will conclude on the 22nd of this month.
The annual Research Symposium provides an opportunity for sharing of knowledge created through research across disciplines and thereby expand the basis of human well-being. Therefore, technical sessions of all 7 faculties can contribute to the main theme. They will also identify challenges and provide responses. Large number of abstracts received this year by our academics and the students show the vibrant culture in our university. I hope that the annual Research Symposium 2016 will generate knowledge that will contribute to empower humanity.
You as researchers will, I believe, be playing a vitally important role in Sri Lanka in generating the evidence and the ideas that will assist the country to strengthen its race towards 2030, when we should have a global commitment to a sustainable future. Sri Lanka is a country with massive potential. So the United Nations, and I reiterate, is committed to Sri Lanka and committed to supporting Sri Lanka to address the challenges and honouring the aspirations of the people of this beautiful island to be a multi-ethnic, multi-religious, multicultural, modern nation. We will ensure that we bring access to technical expertise in the policy environment to the country when it's needed. But the UN becomes a small player in that new Sri Lanka, and academia and the private sector, they become far bigger players once you move into the status that Sri Lanka now has. And so we look forward as a UN to strengthening our ties with you at all levels.
Now it's time for a look around Asia in 1 minute.
A suspected car bomb kills at least 10 police amid a rise in Taliban attacks on the besieged capital of the southwestern Afghan province of Helmand. South Korean tech giant Samsung has urged owners of the Galaxy Note 7 to turn off its high-end smartphone while it investigates new reports of the device catching fire. One girl under the age of 15 is married every 7 seconds, says Save the Children. Girls as young as 10 are forced to marry much older men in countries including Afghanistan, Yemen, India and Somalia. Chinese Premier Li Keqiang met with Mozambican Prime Minister Carlos Agostinho de Rosario yesterday before the Forum for Economic and Trade Cooperation between China and Portuguese-speaking countries. Police in Hyderabad city of southern Telangana state rescued a newborn boy found abandoned in a garbage bin yesterday.
The 13th International Monsanto Tribunal will be held at The Hague on the 13th and 14th in the Netherlands. The 2 Sri Lankans participating are due to leave the country tomorrow. A media conference on the tribunal was held at the Sharma Institute today in Colombo. It is organised to bring justice to those victimised by products including glyphosate produced by the company. Dr. Channa Jayasumana and the chairman of the Padaviya Farmers Society, Saman Prasanna, will represent Sri Lanka.
The final conference to introduce LiDAR technology, which enables obtaining ground data aerially to minimize natural disasters such as floods and landslides, was held today in Colombo. The relevant data was handed over to the department's survey. The obtaining of data commenced in 2015 with the cooperation of JICA, the Ministry of Land and the Department of Survey. Relevant data have already been accumulated in Colombo, Gampaha, Kagol, Nuwara, Badulla and Kaluthara districts.
Sri Lanka and Philippines have further cemented relations by signing a visa waiver agreement for diplomatic and official passport holders. Philippines Secretary of the Foreign Affairs Perfecto R. Yasay Jr. and Sri Lanka's ambassador to the Philippines Aruni Ranaraja signed the agreement on behalf of the two countries recently. The agreement was inked at the Departments of Foreign Affairs in Manila, Philippines. The agreement facilitates the holders of diplomatic and official passports of the two countries to enter and stay in the territory of either countries up to 30 days without having to obtain prior visa.
In support of the environmental and sustainability goals of the District of Columbia, the Sri Lankan ambassador in the USA signed the DC Sustainability Pledge. Ambassador Prasad Karyavasam was joined by over 62 ambassadors and embassy representatives in Italy to ink the pledge. The signing ceremony was organized by the DC Greening Embassies Forum in collaboration with the District of Columbia and the Embassy of Italy. It was also attended by senior officials representing the White House. The pledge recognizes the collective commitment of embassies and international institutions in the District of Columbia to support the district's sustainable DC plan and its goal to make the district the greenest city in the United States.
Sri Lanka Navy, in accordance with the naval traditions, welcomed the Indian Coast Guard ship Samudra Pahendra, which arrived at the airport of Colombo, or at the port of Colombo yesterday on a goodwill visit. The Indian Coast Guard ship, a state-of-the-art pollution control vessel, is on its maiden visit to Sri Lanka. During its halt, the ship's crew will participate in professional training and sport interactions with Sri Lankan Coast Guard personnel, which are aimed at strengthening ties and mutual understanding. The ship will also conduct practical training in harbour and at the sea for the Sri Lankan Navy and Coast Guard personnel in the highly specialised field of pollution response.
Today is the International Day of the Girl Child. The contribution made by women to strengthen the labour force in the forward march of the society is immense. The empowerment of the girl child is essential in producing a strong woman in the future. The global number of girls today stand at over 1 billion, and the majority suffered from the global population is also women. In consideration of such, the International Day of the Girl Child is celebrated annually on the 11th of October to empower the girl child in a bid to overcome social challenges. The national theme of this year's Day of the Girl Child is Daughter, You Require a Free World, We Give You a Hand to Mature in a Safe Environment. The national function in this regard was held at the BMICH in Colombo today and was organized by the Child Protection Authority. Over 200 students participated in the event. The participants were educated on the youth of children. Special attention was also focused on the issues faced by children from families suffering from poverty, drug abuse, and domestic violence. The Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation dedicated the Nuga Sevana program for the Day of the Girl Child. Empowerment and conditioning of the girl child for the future were discussed. Specialist physicians as well as female advisors joined the discussion.
And to bring in the trading details now, the all share price index closed at 6,538.28 points, dropped by 24.22 points, and the S&P SL 20 index closed at 3,650.09 points, also dropped by 11.14 points at the end of the trading in the Colombo Stock Exchange today. Turnover was over 603 million rupees.
Asia's Zika infections are highly likely to keep spreading in Asia. The World Health Organization has issued the warning. Hundreds of cases of the virus have been reported in Singapore, while 2 cases of Zika-linked microcephaly have already been confirmed in Thailand. The mosquito-borne virus has been detected in 70 countries worldwide, at least 19 in the Asia-Pacific region. WHO Director Margaret Chan said experts were still looking for ways to deal with the virus. In a report released on Monday at its annual meeting in Manila, the WHO said it is highly likely that the region will continue to report new cases and possibly new outbreaks of Zika. This is because the carrier of the disease, the Aedes mosquito, is widely found in the region, which also sees a high volume of travel. There is also still uncertainty about the level of immunity in the regional population, the report added. Though the virus is known to have existed in Asia for decades, she noted that the first sign of its presence in some countries came from travelers whose Zika infections were only confirmed once they returned home. Zika generally has mild effects, but it is more dangerous for pregnant women as it has been linked to severe birth defects, including the brain deformation microcephaly. The latest large-scale outbreak originated in Brazil.
And to bring you a sports update today, the Charita Salanka of Richmond College Gaol won the Boy Cricket Award, the Schoolboy Cricket Award. The award ceremony organised by the Sri Lanka Schools Cricket Association was held this evening at the Musaeus College Auditorium, Colombo. Players and teams who showed colours during the inter-school cricket tournaments this year received awards. The best batsman of the year was Sanjula Abevikrama of Isipatana College, Colombo. Avishaka Fernando of Joseph Vaz College, Venapur was the best bowler. Asita Gihan of the same college won the award for the best fielder. The award for the best all-rounder went to Pramod Madhwanta of the Isipatana College, Colombo. The championship of the 2020 tournament went to St. Peter's College, Bambalapitiya. St. Sebastian College, Moratuwa won the one-day cricket championship. The league championship was shared by St. Sebastian's team, Moratuwa, and the St. Peter's team, Bambalapitiya. The runner-up of the Cricketer of the Year went to Shammu Asan of the Ananda College, Colombo.
Time for a look around the weather. The Met Department says that atmospheric conditions are getting favourable for afternoon thunder showers, particularly in the eastern, northern and north-central provinces after the 13th of October. Fairly strong winds at times can be expected to continue over the central hills. Showers or thunder showers will occur at few places in the eastern and Uva provinces after 2 p.m. A few showers will occur at few places in the western and Sabaragamuwa provinces and in the Gaul, Mathura and Jaffna districts.
That's it. That's a look at Rupavahini News for tonight. Thanks a lot for joining us.